time to make a dress. When I was looking through my fabric for my last video for the tie front shirt, I came across this fabric that a friend had given me. And I always hold on to fabrics. I love to buy fabrics. And I hold on to them until the perfect project strikes me. And when I was going through my fabric for the last project, I came across her fabric and an idea instantly came to mind. And I'm gonna make that project come to life today. So, well, before I talk about it, let's go into the sewing studio so I can show you the fabric and talk about my idea. Okay, here's the fabric. So my good friend Laura gave me this fabric about, oh my gosh, I don't even know how long ago now, 3 years for my birthday. And it's this cotton block print that when I was thinking about using it for my front tie blouse, the last video, I thought this would be too busy for all the things that were going to be going on with my blouse, with the ties and the peplum and the puffier sleeves. So I realized that just a really simple short sleeve dress would be perfect for this fabric. And I'm going to make the top of the dress and the sleeves one piece, and then have the skirt just a regular skirt to show off this pattern. And I'm going to use my pattern pieces from my tie front blouse to make the top bodice of this dress. So let me get to work on making those pattern pieces. So this is what I used for my front tie blouse. So I traced and made another pattern piece so I can keep this one, and I'm gonna take this and manipulate it. So I want the dart to be 2 inches lower. So I marked 2 inches lower on my pattern piece. And when I removed the tape and started to manipulate the pattern piece, I realized that because I was moving the dart, I would need to totally redo my piece because the cut that I made higher up doesn't matter now because I need to make it lower down. So as I'm explaining everything to you here, I'm actually going to retrace the original pattern and make my adjustments on that piece. And this is me realizing it wouldn't work. So the changes that I made was adding that smaller dart to the pattern piece. I made more of a scoop neck, and I only added a 1/2 of an inch to the front instead of an inch like I did for my front tie blouse. Okay, so I made my front piece. And now this is where things might start to get a little weird. So I want to make this like a geometric, very simple type of dress. And I don't want ruffles. I want very straight, clean lines. So I have my sleeve pattern here. And what I'm going to try to do, so this is the length that I want. I'm going to fold it in half. Move that out of the way. I'm gonna fold it in half. And then fold it up to create that sleeve shape. Okay. And then when I cut out my pattern, I want to just cut one front piece that will be like this. So there won't be a seam attaching the sleeve to the front. There'll be a seam attaching the sleeve to the back, but I think that might look kind of cool. And this will just be very flat with just a little dart to give it like a little bit of shape. And then the back piece, I'm just gonna cut on the fold. And we'll also do the same thing with the sleeve piece to mirror the front. So let's see how this turns out. I probably should do a mock-up, but I'm just gonna go for it and hope it all works out. So here we go. Okay, so here are all my pattern pieces. The top, the back, the skirt. I have 4 pocket pieces that I just got from one of my patterns that had pockets. And then I made some bias tape that I'll sew together to attach to the neckline. So my first step is I'm going to stitch the necklines just to make sure those don't get stretched out. and sew the dart for the top. Okay, I stitched the stay stitch here, added my darts, and next I'm going to attach front side to back side, and I'm going to do a French seam. So I'm going to sew wrong sides together first, flip it over, and then sew right sides together. Here it is, stitched together. I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna make my bias tape. I'm gonna sew these together. And then I'm going to sew to the outside of the neckline, flip it under, and then create just a neat neckline with the bias tape. After I attached the tape to the collar, I went around and I just trimmed that seam allowance so it wouldn't be too bulky when I turned the bias tape over on the inside. Okay, so now that I'm looking at this, I want to flip this inside and tuck this in too. So I think I made this bias tape a little too wide. So I'm gonna trim off where this fold is, so when it folds in and then folds under, it's not that thick. I mean, my fabric's pretty thin, but I think it will just make it easier and cleaner if I trim off that little extra. Once I cut all that extra off, I took it over to my iron and I pressed the inside of the seam towards the outside, so facing up. So when I folded over the bias tape, it would tuck nicely inside. And then I also folded the bias tape down and pinned it into place. And here is the neckline, all stitched and raw edges all covered. Next, I went to work on the skirt of the dress. So first, I brought the pocket pieces over to my overlocker and finished the raw edge of each pocket piece. Then with the right sides together, I stitched the pocket piece about 6 inches down from the top of the skirt. Next, with the right sides together, I stitched the front piece of the skirt to the back piece of the skirt, making sure to go around the pocket pieces. I didn't have to finish the edges of the skirt pieces because they were already finished because they were the edge of the fabric. Next, I added 2 rows of gathering stitches on the longest stitch length to the top of my skirt piece. I did 2 rows on the front and 2 rows on the back because I kept them separate, because I feel like that's easier for me to pull and gather them in 2 different sections than in one long piece. After I gathered the skirt, I attached it to the bottom of the top piece. And stitched it together. Then I took it over to my serger where I cleaned up the edges. And the last step is using a rolled hem to finish the bottom of the skirt and the bottom of the sleeves. I go into more detail about the rolled hem in my video on my front tie blouse if you want to check that out. But it's my favorite way to hem a lighter fabric. It gives it a really nice professional look. And that's the last step to my dress. so comfortable. And this fabric is so lightweight. I know it's gonna be really good for summer. And Darren even mentioned a bathing suit cover up, which I think is a great idea too. And as you saw, there's many ways that I can layer it until it gets to that really hot summer heat, which I'm not looking forward to. But yeah, these sleeves kind of want a cuff. And I'm also not mad at the way that looks either, like a little cuff sleeve. Yeah, they're cute. And I think it's like an interesting detail how the pattern kind of cascades down my arm instead of a typical sleeve. Yeah, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know what outfit was your favorite down below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.